Good morning, everybody. Well, I took the day off today, day after Easter, because I just want to work on my Barracuda. So we got our fuel system in, fires right up. One thing I did notice, and I'm so happy before we get started into what we're going to do today, but I was hearing a clanking when we got this thing running after a while, and I thought, what is that? Oh my gosh, what is that? Man, I was so devastated. Put it on the rack, and turns out my bolts for the torque converter were loose, and it was making a clanking sound that would just, it puts the fear of God in you, on especially a fresh engine right off the dyno. But yeah, I've ordered some different torque converter bolts, should be here tomorrow, and because the ones I had in there I don't think were quite right, so that'll be for another video. But let's see what we're going to work on today. All right, can you guys guess which one of these is going to be in this box? Well, close. Got it down to 3, so let's see what we've got. So if you guess Quicksilver, you be correct, but this is the black version of the Quicksilver. So pretty straightforward. Most of you guys know how these things work. I'll go through all the action once it's mounted, but I really like the way it looks. The only part of the looks I don't like is the blue on top of the handle. I'm thinking about painting that. Just painting that little thing black, maybe a matte black or something. But yeah, so anyway, let's get the old CUDA moved forward and let's get started. Okay, first thing they want us to do is, of course, remove the old linkage. That was done a long time ago. And then now, after you remove everything, obviously locate the B&M shifter in your vehicle, pull the carpet, if any, we don't have any carpet in there yet. Right from the floorboard, shifter will be mounted. If the vehicle has a bench seat, which we do, move the seat to the full forward position, temporarily thread the knob onto the shifter, then place shifter on the floor. Basically, yeah. So obviously we put the bench seat back in it temporarily just so we could do this. It will be coming back out so we can install the column. After all this car is done, as far as what I can go with it, it's going to an interior shop and the seats are going to be reupholstered, carpet, and everything else. But let's go and get this thing mounted where we think it's going to be comfortable. Okay, so I went all the way forward with the seat and I went all the way back. And of course, you know, there's not a whole lot of travel. Excuse me. But when I'm driving a car, this is the position that it'll be in. When Trish or Haley are driving the car, it'll be forward, but I went all the way forward with the little console it comes with, and it just kind of covered over that and was perfect. So they'll be able to move the seat forward, no problem. So now that, pretty sure that's where I want it to be. And remember, I put it all the way up in park, so to make sure it's not obstructing anything. There is an ashtray that'll go there, but I think we're going to be okay right there. All right, I've got it temporarily mounted. I use rib nuts, use the quarter 20 bolts, but I use rib nuts to put in here. So transmission's in it. There's no way I'm gonna be able to tighten it down any other way. So yeah, that's what I use. I don't even have the other side in. It's just temporarily mounted because they want you to run another hole. It's going to be for the shifter, 3.5 inches ahead of the left front foot. So I'm going to get ready to drill that hole and probably take this out, get out of my way, and then start drilling, and then probably get ready to start running the cable through there. But let's just see what they say. All right, now that our hole is cut for the shifter cable going down to the transmission, they want us to configure the park and speed limiter pins for your application. Now we're running a GM 4-speed, not a Chrysler or a Ford. So it says GM 4-speeds. Pin A is removed and pin B. Pin A and pin B. And looks like it's just a little E-clip right there. So I'm gonna get in there and remove that E-clip on the front and the back and then pull those pins. All right, now we're routing our cable. I've routed the cable around to the other side as much as I could, but I think it's going to work. Looks like the link's going to be okay. But nevertheless, moving forward. Okay, so I have a 4L60E, and they're saying it's General Motors 4L60. Now here's the deal. They want you to remove all of the older hardware. Fine. I have a neutral safety switch on this because it is a 4L60E. So we're going to cross our fingers because of that. It should be okay, but yeah, we've got that switch we gotta work around here. So let's see what fits. Well, I have wrapped. When I say wrapped, I have, let me clean this screen off. Maybe you can see better. All right, now you can. So now I've wrapped the cable around coming from the other side like they wanted. It's pretty long, and you can see I use a tie wrap here just basically temporarily. I think what I'm going to do is probably make a bracket somewhere in here, and that way it'll be secured. But you know, I got my exhaust and everything else, so there's going to have to be something to secure this thing a little bit better. Probably some kind of bracket. Again, I don't want this thing in a bind either. But come over here, pretty straightforward. Now I'm about to put the little part on that connects it to the selector. I've got it in park, and the shifter's in park. But I'm sure there's going to be a lot of adjusting going on right here. So let's see how far we need to adjust. All right, we're in. I'm wondering on the mechanical leverage. I assume it's gonna be okay. Well, it's in park. Let's let it down and let's see if I can shift the gears. All right, so I didn't go over the little nitty-gritty details, but this is what it looks like. This is the Quicksilver Black, and it's in. I had to trim the bottom here. Gotta remember, this thing's getting carpet, and I'm gonna have to trim it again. But I left the wires here out, so I'm gonna wire this up so when you turn the key on, this will light up as well. The little red indicator is actually in there. It's just down there. We're not sure you can see it. Got some adjusting to do as well. So there's reverse, neutral. Yep, says neutral. And you know what? I need to put the right one in. I have two of these, and my blind eyeballs, I think there's an OD21. So this is easy to take out. But anywho, and then you just ratchet down to third, second, first, and then same way back up. And I've got it adjusted down there as far as on the shifter, but there's a lot to do on this. Then we're gonna go up here to, yep, there's neutral right there, I believe. It won't let you go in reverse. You gotta come back here, and then you gotta pull up. There's park. So there she is, folks. B&M, what is this? The Quicksilver, the B&M Quicksilver Black Series ratchet shifter. So let me know what you think. The old Barracuda's coming along. So let me know what you think in the comments. Please like, share, and subscribe. Y'all have a great day.